Hitman is a game where there are so many different ways to eliminate your targets. You can either go in guns blazing or you can take a slow and planned approach. But is it possible to scrap all of that and explode every single target? Today I'll be beating Hitman by only using explosives to kill my targets, and let me tell you, there are some really cool tricks coming up on some of these maps. I'll be doing this silent assassin and suit only. And without further ado, let's go on to our first mission in Paris, France. Here in Paris, we need to kill Viktor Novikov and Dalia Margolis. They are both in this huge building where a fashion show is being hosted. Viktor roams around the bottom floors of the building, which are accessible with no disguise. I run past the bartender and into the kitchen behind them. Here I shoot some panic shots to make the chefs panic. This means I can run right in and pick up a propane flask that's on the table. After this, I run out of the kitchen into an area where I know Viktor will walk. I sit here and wait for him to walk by, and then I blow up the propane that I placed just a few seconds ago. This panics the guard just outside the room. This means I can run right past him just before he spots me so I can get close to my next target, Dalia Margolis. I then run up a staircase and use a distraction shot on a TV to make two people turn around. I then pick up a fireworks remote which is laying on the table. This is the remote for the fireworks show that starts outside. This will make most of the NPCs on the map turn and look to the fireworks. This includes Dalia. So by distracting her guard away from the area where she's gonna stand by shooting this pillar, I can then blow up the heater, killing her and ending the first and easiest mission. These were two very easy and simple kills, but on our next mission in Sapienza, Italy, things become a bit more interesting. Here in Sapienza, we need to kill Silvio Caruso, Francesca De Santis, and destroy the virus in the lab underground. I start off by running to this van, where I shoot a lady in her arm. This panics the store owner and lets me run to the freezer where there's a propane flask that I need to use later. I then shoot open the door and run towards the basement of the house. Here I use one of the most useless items in all of Hitman 3, but for this specific mission, it has a very good use. For some reason, placing an explosive tripwire right on this cardboard box and exploding it, it will kill the virus in the cave. That's multiple meters under the ground. This lands me my first objective completed, and I can now set my eyes on Silvio Caruso. Silvio is outside taking golf lessons, and by throwing a propane flask right in front of him, I can blow him up, killing him and killing my second target in the mission. Now, because I destroyed the virus, Francesca will walk downstairs to check on the virus. Here I can catch her off guard by using another propane flask that I found to explode her as well, landing me my third kill. I then wait for this guard to stop being panicked, and I use a muffin boost to go out of bounds and take the exit in the field lab. I then take the plane and fly all the way to my next mission in Marrakesh, Morocco. Here in Marrakesh, I need to kill Reza Zaidan and Klaus Hugo Strandberg. Now, one problem with this map is that they are both located in completely different ends of the map, in areas that are heavily guarded by different guards. I shoot a few shots to panic these guards and I run past them so I can get into the building where Klaus is walking around. Funny thing about this map is that in the building, only the guards can actually spot whether you're supposed to be there or not. The people working there don't care if they've never seen you before. Therefore, navigating it is relatively easy, but getting up to the second floor where Klaus is walking around can be kinda hard. I run towards the toilet on the first floor where I need to be careful not to be spotted by the guard on the staircase behind me. I then trank the guard on the toilet and trank the guard in the middle of the building. This panics the guards on the staircase and lets me run up to Klaus's office. Here I shoot open a door after I make sure no guards are looking at me. I then place a trap for Klaus with a micro taser and the propane flask that I had earlier, but I'm not done in his office yet. On this map there's a story mission where Klaus and Reza meets up. When I was in the toilet I picked up a code for the safe so I can call Reza and tell him to meet me in the tunnel. This means I won't need to walk all the way over to his compound on the other side of the map. I then make my way out of the building and back down to the parking lot. Here I pick up another propane flask and I walk down to the tunnel where Reza will be expecting to meet Klaus. In this tunnel there are a lot of guards, so I need to knock out and trank a lot of guards so that I can walk to Reza and cut him off before he gets to the meeting point. I knock out the first guard and stash his body. I then get to a room where there are 4 guards and I only have a limited amount of time and only 2 bullets left in my trank gun. I shoot a distraction shot to make one of the guards look away, and then I trank the 2 guards closest to me. After this I run in and knock out the 2 other guards. I then catch Reza walking down the stairs. Here I throw the propane to kill him, landing me my first kill. I run back down to the parking lot and constantly check my map for when Klaus walks past the propane flask. Then I blow it up, killing him, landing me my second kill. I then find an exit and walk all the way to my next mission in Bangkok. Here in Bangkok, I need to kill Jordan Cross and Ken Morgan. Now, this is my least played map in all of Hitman, so it took me a very long time to figure out a route that would work, but eventually I found one. I start off by running outside and grabbing a propane flask from the party. Here I run into the other side of the building, shoot a camera and one more shot to make this woman stand still. I trank her and pick up an important piece of intel for later. Then run up the stairs and shoot a guy with another trank. I run to the kitchen and use another distraction shot to get past the kitchen stuff. Once I get past the kitchen, I use yet another trank on a guard just next to me, so I can run up another set of stairs and into a room with a safe. The safe contains a USB flash drive which I can insert into a PC to get Jordan to come into his room. I use yet another trank on another guard. This gives me free access to Jordan's room. Here I insert the USB flash drive into the PC and sit down to wait for him. Now, if you have Hitman and you've never played this mission story before, I highly recommend you to do so. There is some very fun dialogue between Agent 47 and Jordan Cross happening when Jordan Cross turns around and sees Agent 47. Normally you would shoot Cross, but I explode the propane and leave out there and run towards my last target, Ken Morgan. I run down the same way that I came up and run towards a staff area. Here I panic the staff members inside and shoot a guard outside of the room. This gives me free access to the outside area where I take a propane flask and get ready to kill my last target, Ken Morgan. I run towards a place where I know Ken will be. Here I throw the propane and blow it up, killing my last target and ending my mission in Bangkok. I run to an exit and get ready to take on the hardest mission of this challenge, Colorado. Those of you that are new here, you may not know why Colorado is the hardest mission, but if you've watched my video where I beat Hitman only out of bounds, you will know. For those who don't know, Colorado is a huge compound filled with guards, and no matter where you walk, you are in hostile area. And as if that wasn't enough, I have 4 targets: Sean Rose, Penelope Graves, Ezra Berg, and Maya Pavati. I start the mission the exact same way as in my other video. I then throw a propane flask on the ground with a micro taser to set up my first kill. I run through a building where I use my sniper to shoot a tractor across the map. This is because one of my targets will smoke right next to it and therefore will die by himself. I use a distraction shot on the guards across the lake and trank a guard that's inside of the barn. I then run past the guards that I shot at and trank one of them to ensure that they don't spot me. I then walk inside of the barn and throw my briefcase so my target goes to pick it up, and then one of the most satisfying moments in Hitman happens. Within 5 seconds, 3 different targets, each in opposite corners of the map, dies. This means that I only have Graves left to kill. Now the whole map is panicked, so I choose to hide out and wait for the panic to die out, or else it would be impossible to kill her. For my last target, I find a propane flask and throw it where I know she'll walk. I then blow her up and exit the hardest mission of this whole challenge. And I walk all the way to my last mission in Hokkaido, Japan. If you know Hokkaido, you'll probably know what run I'm about to do, but for those of you that don't, here is Hokkaido speedrun. I start off by walking outside and throwing an explosive baseball at this glass. This kills Eric Solders, who is on the operating table, and this counts as an accident kill. I then run down towards Yuki Yamasaki. Here I throw a magnesium pouch to blind her and her guards. Now I don't technically kill Yuki with an explosive, but it would be a bit boring to also kill her with propane, so I chose to do the speedrun strat instead of just killing her with another propane tank. And that was it for this video, beating Hitman with only explosives. If you have any further ideas, please tell me in the comments. Also, only about 10% of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel, so if you're watching this, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.